Hi there. In this lesson, we'll be looking at factorization of algebraic expressions. We'll first of all look at what factorization is, and then we'll take a look at one of the common methods of factorizing any algebraic expression, which is factorization by common factors. So factorization technically refers to a way of rewriting a number or an expression as a product of its factors. In simple terms, factorization is a way of rewriting a number by using smaller components of that same number, which when multiplied together will give you the original number. So for example, let's take 12 as an example. Writing 12 as factors we need to identify two numbers that can multiply together to give us what? 12. And in doing so, we can have several pairs of numbers. You can have 1 multiplied by 12. You can have 2 multiplied by 6. And then we can also have 3 multiplied by 4. So these are the two various pairs of numbers that can multiply together to give us 12. So we can decide to go with 3 and then what? 4. So the factors form of 12 will be what? 3 multiplied by what? 4. Because when you multiply 3 by 4, you will get what? 12. So it is basically rewriting a number by using smaller components of that same number, which when multiplied together will give you the original number. Here the original number is 12. The factors are, or the components are 3 and 4. And when we multiply 3 by 4, it will give us the original number. Basically, that is what factorization is. Whether it is an expression or is a number, you need to look for two or more components that can multiply together to give you the original number or expression. Now, there are a couple of methods used in factorization, and then the primary one is factorizing by common method. This particular method is usually applied in almost all the other methods. So now let's take a look at factorization by common factor method using this particular example. Factorize 3x plus 6. Now, in using the common factor method, the first thing that you need to do is to identify the numbers in the expression. So the numbers in the expression. So remember, we have numbers in an expression. We have a number, we have a variable, which is a letter, and we have an operation. So you need to identify the numbers, which are 3 and 6. So in this our expression, the numbers are 3 and 6. Then we will identify the factors of 3 first. Numbers that can divide exactly by 3. And it is equally 1 and 1, 3. 3 divided by 1 will give us a whole number. 3 divided by 3 will also give us a whole number. When we say a factor of a certain number, it refers to a number that can divide exactly by that particular number. So 3 divided by, these are the numbers that you can divide by 3 and get a whole number. There is no any other number except 0. So we have 6. What are the factors of 6? 6 divided by 1 will give us a whole number, which is 6. 6 divided by 2 will also give us a whole number, which is what? 3. 6 divided by 3 will also give us what? 2. And then we'll have 6. So with 6, 2, these are the factors of 6. Now, when you identify the factors of the numbers in the expression, you now look for the highest common factor, meaning the highest common factor shared by both numbers. The highest common factor shared by both numbers. So here we have 1, and then we have what? Another 1 here. It is also common factor. We have 1, and then we have 3, and then we have 3. This is also a common factor. But we are looking for the highest common factor. So between 1 and 3, which one is highest? It is basically what? 3. So factorization by common factor method, we usually look for the highest, the largest what number that is common to both of them. Now, when you identify your highest common factor, which is clearly 3, our highest common factor is 3. Now, we rewrite the expression, which is 3x plus 6. Now our common factor is what? 3. So what we need to do now is what? We ask ourselves, what number can we multiply 3 by to give us 3x? Now we'll have 3 multiplied by what? X. We give us what? 3x. Plus, what number can we multiply 6 by? Sorry, what number can we multiply 3 by to give us 6? So it will be what? 3 multiplied by what? 2. Now, we just try to expand our our expression a bit more. Now, when you expand it more with your common factor, remember we are doing it with the common factor we identified. Now you can see that we now have a common number in each of the terms, and in doing so, you take the common number out, which is 3, then you open your bracket, then you write the other parts of the expression inside the bracket. So we taking the 3, the next one is what? X, then this one is plus, we're taking this, which is what? 2, close bracket. Therefore, we had 3, open bracket, x plus what? 2. So, therefore, the factors of 3x plus 6 is equals to 3 bracket x plus 1, x plus 2 rather. Now, you can always verify whether your answer is correct or not. And in doing so, you simply try to expand this particular bracket, which is 3 times x will give us what? 3x. 3 times 2 will give us what? 6. The same as our original number. So basically, that is what the factorization of by common factor method is. So the first thing you need to do is to identify the numbers in the expression, which are 3 and 6. Then you list down the factors for each of the numbers. For 3, we had 1 and 3. For 6, we had 1, 2, 3, and 6. Then we fish out the highest common factor, the highest number that is in here and in here too, which is clearly what? 3. Now we now take that common factor, then we try to rewrite each of the terms by using the common factor. So you take the 3, then you identify the number that you can multiply this 3 by to give you 3x, which is what? 3x. Then plus 6. Our common factor is 3. 3, which number can we multiply 3 by to give us 6, which is what? 2. Then you now simplify. When you now have common numbers in each of the terms, you take the common number out, then you put the rest of the numbers inside the bracket. We've taken the 3 out, then the next is what? X plus, and that of what? 2. Basically, that is how the factorization by common factors is. We'll be taking more examples to further deepen our understanding on this particular concept. Now let's look at example 2. Example 2. We have 8x squared plus 12x. Factorize 8x squared plus 12x. Factorize 8x squared plus 12x. Now, in this, our example, we have numbers and variables. So just like we mentioned, we first of all identify the numbers in the expression, which is 8 and 12. So for 8 and 12, we need to identify the factors of each of them. So the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4. 8 divided by 3 will not give us a whole number, so it's not. So then we have 8. So these are the factors of 8. Then let's identify the factors of 12 too. We have 1. Factors of 12 will be 1, 2, 12 divided by 3 give you a whole number, 4, 5, 6, and that's of what? 12. So these are the factors for each of the numbers. Now we we now need to identify the highest common factor among these two numbers. And then the highest is clearly 4, and then what? 4. So we take our 4 as we did. We take our 4. So we have our expression 8. We have our expression 8x squared plus 12x. Our highest common factor numerically is 4. 4. But then take note, when all the terms in the expression contains the same variable or the same variable, you need to find the common factor for the variable as well. When all the terms in the expression contain the same variable, we need to find the common factor for each of them. And usually the common factor is for the letters. It's usually the letter with the lowest exponent, the lowest power. So here our letter is x squared, and here our letter is x, meaning it's x to the power 1. X to the power 1 is x. So the common factor between these two will be what? The one with the lowest exponent, which is what? X to the power 1. So we attach it to our numerical common factor. So the common factor for each of the terms here will be what? 4x. Now, this is our common factor for our terms. Now, we need to rewrite all these terms by using 4x. So you ask yourself, what number can you multiply 4x by to give you 8x squared? So, you can have 4x multiplied by 2x. 4 times 2 will give you 8. X times x will give you x squared. So we have just expanded this particular one. Now, plus, our common factor is 4x. Then you ask yourself, what number can you multiply 4x by to give you 12x? 4x multiplied by what? 3. 4 times 3 will give you 12, and then we have what? X. So we have just expanded this a bit. Now, when you do that, can you now identify any common number between the terms? Yes, which is what? 4x and 4x. So you take your 4x out, which is 4x into bracket. The other terms are what? 2x, which is 2x. We have plus, and then we have what? 3. Therefore, the factors of 8x squared plus 12x is what? 4x into bracket 2x plus 3. And as I mentioned, you can always verify your answer by expanding the bracket. Thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends.